Nusantara Capital City Authority conducts strict selection process for investments to ensure high competitiveness of Nusantara. Three countries submits proposal to develop a nuclear power plant in Indonesia. Very stunning close-ups of moon surface captured by Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost spacecraft. Hello and welcome to TVRI World News Watch. I am Aisha Fabian, airing live from Jakarta, Indonesia. And in this 30 minutes news segment, we will bring you live news from Indonesia and also around the world. Let's begin with the updates from the Palestine. Emotional scenes unfold in Gaza as relatives welcome newly freed miners, with a mother collapsing in tears. It's like a new birth, says released Palestinian prisoner after reuniting with his mother. A UN official warns a growing humanitarian crisis as violence spreads from Gaza to the West Bank. Thousands of Palestinians are forced to flee, children miss school, and basic services collapse. The West Bank is turning into a battlefield, with ordinary Palestinians suffering the most, a UN official warned Wednesday. Filipe Lazzarini, head of UNRWA, said on X that the Gaza war is spilling over into the region. Since Israel's large-scale operation began 5 weeks ago, over 50 people, including children, have reportedly been killed, while public infrastructure is being destroyed. Around 40,000 people have fled their homes, especially in northern refugee camps. More than 5,000 children are missing school, some for over 10 weeks, while families struggle without healthcare, water, and electricity. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres extended his warmest wishes as Muslims worldwide will begin Ramadan, emphasizing its values of compassion, empathy, and generosity.
Warmest wishes as Muslims around the world begin observing the holy months of Ramadan. Ramadan embodies the values of compassion, empathy, and generosity. It is an opportunity to reconnect with family and community, a chance to remember those less fortunate, and to all those who will spend this sacred time amid displacement and violence, I wish to express a special message of support. I stand with all those who are suffering, from Gaza and the wider region to Sudan, the Sahel, and beyond. And I join those observing Ramadan to call for peace and mutual respect. Every Ramadan, I undertake a solidarity visit and fast with the Muslim community around the globe. These missions remind the world of the true face of Islam, and I always come away even more inspired by the remarkable sense of peace that fills this season. In these holy months, let us all be uplifted by these values and embrace our common humanity to build a more just and peaceful world for all. Ramadan Kareem.
As Ramadan approaches, markets in Jerusalem and the West Bank remain empty. Decorations are absent and tensions run high. Amidst tensions and thousands displaced by Israeli operations.
Markets in Jerusalem and the West Bank have seen fewer buyers ahead of Ramadan as regional tensions rise. Unlike previous years, markets remain quiet and festive decorations are missing. Vendors blame slow sales on Israeli checkpoints and military operations in the West Bank. Meanwhile, the Waqf has installed coverings in Al-Aqsa Mosque courtyards to protect worshippers from winter weather. Ramadan is set to begin on March 1st or 2nd, depending on moon sightings. Weeks of Israeli offensives have demolished homes and infrastructure, forcing 40,000 Palestinians to flee Jenin and Tulkarm. While Israel claims to be targeting militant groups, Palestinians fear a broader displacement effort.
As we are ready to welcome Ramadan, Isbat meeting has become an integral part in deciding the first day of Hijri months in Indonesia. Each year, the meeting decision becomes the reference for Muslim community to do the Islamic rites, especially to decide the first day of Ramadan, Eid and Eid al-Adha. So here is the history of Isbat meeting in Indonesia.
The Isbat meeting is an important forum in Indonesia to decide the first date of Hijri months, particularly Ramadan, Shawwal, and Zulhijjah. In pre-independence period, the local leaders independently decided on the Islamic major dates, resulting in different dates among regions. After 1945, the Religious Affairs Ministry received mandate to make unifying decisions on the dates. The Isbat meeting started in the 1950s, but several records shows 1962 as the first implementation. To improve accuracy, the government established the Hisab Ruqyat Agency in 1972, which combines the method of Hisab or astronomical calculation and Ruqyat or direct moon sighting. The meeting aims to reach national agreement despite different methods used by Islamic organizations such as Muhammadiyah. In 2004, Indonesian Ulama Council strengthened the government's role in Islamic calendar decision through Fatwa No. 2. Currently, technology advancement such as satellite and observatorium have improved the accuracy and transparency of the Isbat meeting. Although differences in moon sighting visibility continue to exist, the Isbat meeting remains an important element in uniting the Muslim community in Indonesia. The future of the forum lies in the balance between traditional method and modern technology to ensure accuracy and religious harmony.
Isbat meeting in Indonesia is an official practice at the Religious Affairs Ministry to decide on the first day of Hijri months, such as Ramadan, Shawwal, and Zulhijjah. Here are the methods and stages of the Isbat session. National Police Chief General Listio Sigit Prabowo ordered his subordinates in every region to tighten security and prevent crimes during the fasting month of Ramadan. Speaking after a charity event in Jakarta, National Police Chief General Listio Sigit Prabowo said he has instructed his subordinates to tighten security and maintain public order throughout the fasting month of Ramadan starting Saturday. Listio said the police should be more proactive in preventing crimes during Ramadan and leave no room for anyone to take advantage from harming people. By implementing a tighter security measure, the police hope the government could carry out its programs better towards the people. On the event on Thursday, Listio and Indonesian military chief General Agus Subianto symbolically handed over more than 161,000 humanitarian packages nationwide to college students' organizations. Listio said the charity will be continued by the National Police throughout Ramadan. Under heavy rain, President Prabowo Subianto leads the Sunset Parade and flag lowering ceremony at the Regional Head Retreat in Magelang, Central Java.
President Prabowo Subianto led the Sunset Parade and flag lowering ceremony at the Indonesian Military Academy compound in Magelang on Thursday. Several cabinet ministers were also present at the event, which was held on the sixth day of a retreat with hundreds of regional leaders. Prabowo entered the field accompanied by two former presidents, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono and Joko Widodo. The ceremony continued with inspection and the reverberations of several national songs, and all going well despite rainfalls. President Prabowo Subianto is also scheduled to give a briefing at the retreat on Friday. Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Bima Arya Sugiarto said earlier that the event aims to increase leadership capacity of the local leaders.
Nusantara Capital City Authority is conducting a strict selection process for investments in Indonesia's new capital city to ensure high competitiveness of Nusantara, partly located in North Penajam Pasir Regency and Kutai Kartanegara Regency in East Kalimantan Province.
Deputy for Funding and Investment at Nusantara Capital City Authority Agung Wicaksono said on Thursday that the strict selection process was carried not only because of the rising interest from investors, but also as part of a professional and accountable investment governance. The stricter selection process is needed to ensure investors have financial and operational readiness. He ensured that all investments will be realized for the welfare of the people and sustainable development. Agung said this step will make it a model for a well-planned, sustainable, and highly competitive modern city on a global scale. Nusantara Capital City Authority has received 536 letters of intent from investors. Various companies have expressed interest in development of Nusantara, with more than 60% are investors who are interested in infrastructure development. A total of 140 investors interested in infrastructure development have completed the required data and are currently in the investment process through the Investara digital system. Meanwhile, 190 investors are still completing the requirements and are in the verification stage.
Nusantara Capital City Authority will team up with the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transportation from South Korea to build Smart City Cooperation Center called Technology and Knowledge Hub to develop brainware or human resources.
The development of Nusantara Capital City does not only focus on physical infrastructure, but also on brainware or human resources. IKN will provide a 3,000 square meter facility to serve as a center for research, certification, and technology development in collaboration with educational institutions and industries. Deputy for Green Transformation and Digital at Nusantara Capital City Authority, Muhammad Ali Berawi, said the goal of this collaboration is to strengthen innovation ecosystem and enhance human resources competitiveness in digital transformation era. Ali emphasized the importance of developing brainware in Nusantara. He said that the center will accelerate training, knowledge creation, technology development, and realization of a dynamic innovation ecosystem. He also explained that the project is supported by the South Korean government through a grant of $7.6 million or around 125 billion rupiah.
Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or KADIN, unveiled that 3 countries have submitted a proposal to develop a nuclear power plant in Indonesia. Deputy Chairman of KADIN for Energy and Mineral Resources, Aryo Joyo Hadikusumo, said in Jakarta 3 countries had expressed interest in developing nuclear power plants in Indonesia. They are the United States, China, and Russia. The proposal is currently under negotiation, but the investor from the United States has established partnership with a member of KADIN, Aryo said. Meanwhile, a Russian company, Rosatom, planned to establish a partnership to build a nuclear power plant in Indonesia. As for China, KADIN initiated communication with China through China National Nuclear Corporation, or CNNC, during KADIN's visit to Beijing in November 2024. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources will prepare 3 task forces to decide on location to build nuclear power plant expected to be on grid by 2032. Hashim Joyo Hadikusumo, Chairman of Board of Advisory of Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, says that the newly launched Sovereign Wealth Fund Danantara will fund the government's 3 million houses program through state-owned banks.
Speaking in a Green Energy Investment Forum in Jakarta, Hashim Joyo Hadikusumo, Chairman of the Board of Advisory of Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, said that the President Prabowo Subianto's administration has set a target to build 3 million houses per year, which will multiply into 30 million houses in the next 10 years. To support the massive housing plan, Hashim said Danantara will assist state-owned banks with funding, as the program needs massive liquidity to be disbursed as loans for housing construction and subsidized mortgage. Hashim said the 3 million houses program is needed as a solution for Indonesia's housing backlog, as well as to spur the country's investment and economy. He noted that Danantara will help trigger investors to invest in the country's housing sector, which is inspired by the Singaporean model of Housing and Development Board. According to the government's estimates, Hashim said massive housing development could create investment growth at around 2 to 2.5% per year. Instead of building only regular houses, Hashim said the government also wants to promote environmentally friendly houses, which will be equipped with renewable energy technology, such as solar panels and wind turbines. The greenhouses will provide an adequate access to clean water, stable electricity supply, and other proper facilities.
The National Nutrition Agency, or BGN, required all personnel of the service units of the government's free nutritious meal program to post on their social media accounts regarding dishes they cook every day for the program. And meanwhile, the agency also claims that the free meal program have been provided to more than 2 million people in all provinces in Indonesia.
Head of National Nutrition Agency, or BGN, Dadan Hindayana, said in Magelang, Central Java on Thursday he had ordered all service units of the free nutritious meal program to post the dishes they cooked every day for the program in their social media accounts. The information is needed to push a sense of control towards nutrition in the dishes given free to school students, as well as pregnant and breastfeeding mothers. Dadan said the agency acknowledged the need of transparency in the program implementation and emphasized that social media posting would help the monitoring efforts. And also, head of National Nutrition Agency or BGN Dadan Hindayana said at least 2 million people in all provinces across the country had enjoyed free nutritious meal program as of now. He said 726 service units in the 38 provinces were available to support the program, including the last batch this week in Ilaga Regency of Central Papua. Dadan said the free meal program could be said to be the fastest program with high number of beneficiaries, considering it only started on January 6th. As Muslims would start the fasting month of Ramadan tomorrow, Dadan said the program remained on place.
Culture Minister Fadli Zon inaugurated Sarcophagus Museum in Gianyar Regency, Bali, and the museum aims to preserve and strengthen the studies on megalithic heritage, and also to emphasize the narrative of Indonesia as one of the world's oldest civilization centers. Indonesian Culture Minister Fadli Zon says that the Sarcophagus Museum displays 33 sarcophagus items collected by senior archaeologist R.P. Sujono in 1958 from various areas in Bali. Fadli also says that sarcophagus is an important artifact for deeper understanding on the faith, norms, and structure of the prehistorical society. The presence of sarcophagus or stone coffins in Bali is strongly connected to the megalithic culture found in various regions across Indonesia, from the stone sepulchres of Sumba, the cliff cemetery of Toraja, to the vessel faults in Gilimanuk, West Bali. Fadli explains that in various cultures, including ancient Egypt, Greek, and Roman, the sarcophagus is part of the belief system that reflect the transition to the afterlife. To raise public awareness on sarcophagus, the museum has immersive and educative designs. The museum collaborates with Udayana University and Indonesian Museum Association to develop the digital contents and interactive multimedia. Currently, Indonesia has 469 museums managed by the government, local administrations, private sectors, and individuals. We still have more news on Newswatch, including the news from Hollywood, right after the break. Welcome back to Newswatch, and on this Sunday, Hollywood will celebrate its biggest night for film industry, the Oscars. But today, Hollywood mourns because of the passing of Gene Hackman. Movie fans in Los Angeles mourn Gene Hackman, saying that the actor would be remembered as a Hollywood legend and icon.
Hackman, the intense character actor who won 2 Oscars in a more than 60-year career, died of unknown causes alongside his wife, pianist Betsy Arakawa, and their dog at home, the sheriff's office in Santa Fe, New Mexico said on Thursday.
Gene Hackman, Hollywood legend. I grew up seeing him in Superman, all the Lex Luthor bits, and yeah, it seemed like he was having a nice life last 20 years or so on his own, and sad to see him pass, and hopefully happy and had a nice kind of final few days. But yeah, it's a funny cloud, I guess, over the Oscars, but also a nice time for the community to come together. Yeah, Hollywood icon.
It's sad. He was a really notable actor, and to hear that his wife also passed away, like at least he was 95, but she was like 63. So, and then their poor pet too. So it's a loss. I mean, you hear about people passing away for normal reasons, and it seems like it was before his time, even though he was old. But yeah, I don't know.
The 95-year-old actor and Arakawa, 64, were found dead in separate rooms at around 1:45 p.m., the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, promising to release more information later on Thursday.
Video released on Monday shows a very stunning close-ups of the moon's surface captured by Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost spacecraft. Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost is one of 2 lunar landers for deliveries of NASA science and technology to different locations on the moon. The deliveries are part of NASA's CLP, or Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative, a cost-effective and efficient way to deliver NASA hardware to the moon by working with American companies. Austin, Texas-based Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost Mission 1 launched January 15 this year. Is set to descend to its final destination, Mare Crisium, located in the northeast region of the moon on Sunday. And the news on the moon wraps today's edition of Newswatch. I am Aisha Fabian, and on behalf of TVRI World, we will wish you a blissful month of Ramadan. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.